Hey guys, so just about to get into go to sleep here in a second. But something I wanted to say, right, and that I was thinking about on my walk is I've been talking about the last couple days, you'll have caught this if you're doing that. I need to get in the light because my ass is dark. Okay. All right, sweet. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about is just kind of there's all this doom and gloom about society and why human beings are messed up and stuff, and with all that being true, one thing I want to say is human beings are really beautiful creatures, and I want to talk about this concept of what really separates us, right? So there's these old anthropologists, and they were going through hey, what's the thing that separates, and the biggest evidence of what really separates human beings from animals, right? So they're oh, well, it's our thumbs, it's our intelligence, it's our ability to create tools, and it's all these different things. And there was this, I can't even remember the name, I actually need to look up the person, but they said actually the biggest indicator of really what separates humanity from all other animals is the healed bone. So what do I mean from that? The healed bone. So most animals, when they're out in the wild, right? You guys remember back in the day, you're going off, you're traveling around, you're doing your thing. You break a bone, that was a death sentence. When a dog, a wolf, a tiger, a lion, an eagle, doesn't matter, the biggest, baddest effing predator, doesn't matter who you are. The minute you break a bone, the minute you break a leg, you're done. It's that's a death sentence in the wild, right? That means you can't hunt, you can't run if there's a predator. You're as good as dead when you break a leg or you break a back or you hurt yourself, right? So it's really, really difficult out in the wild. But what separated humanity is the healed bone. They would look back at all these Neanderthals, these Cro-Magnons, and they're what separates humanity is the fact that a human being can break a leg and still live another 50 years, right? Because where all other animals, when they break a bone, they're done, they're fucked, they're just toast. Human beings can still go on. Why? How is that able to happen? How is a human able to break their leg, break their arm, break their back, break their skull, and still go on? Other humans. It's our ability to communicate as well as our ability to cooperate. And the fact that we work together. It's our unity that makes us so strong. Other animals have packs, other animals have all these abilities, but they don't have the ability to really help each other at that level. A human being can literally take care of another human being while they're completely out. That's why, if you look at it, when an animal is born, a deer pops out of its mother, it's running around on two legs 3 hours after it's pop out. Cats are really vulnerable, but 2 weeks, a month after a cat's born, it's running around, it's able to jump and move and do all these things. Human beings are useless for the first year and a half when they come out. We're little babies, outside of crying and pooping and just making noise, they're useless. They really can't do anything. They're not very useful. So human beings, what makes us so exceptional is that we can take care of our vulnerable. We can take care of our weak people. A human being can be weak, defeated, broken, hurt, sick, injured, down on their luck, and through the help, cooperation, and support of other people, that person can raise up to the top of society. No other animal, no other organism on the planet Earth is capable of that. If you come out and you fall and you're on the bottom of the pack, you just die at the bottom of the pack. But a human being can literally be at the bottom of society, the bottom of dregs, but by finding the right people and by people helping them up, they can elevate to the very top. Only human beings are able to do that. That is the healed bone, the broken leg that is healed and mended, right? And it's that vulnerability. It's our ability to be vulnerable but still take care of each other that makes us strong. That's where the strength of humanity is. So one thing I want to say, in the last few videos, I might have come off condemning because I was like, this person's sick, this person's fucked up, this is like, and I know I come off really intense like that, but you got to understand, like, being sick, there's nothing wrong with being damaged. There's nothing wrong with being sick. It's a consequence of living in this crazy wilderness of the world we're living in. Because you got to recognize, we're spirits living a human experience. We're not even really fundamentally human. We're just living a human experience. We're playing these human avatars, right? And part of playing this human avatar in this game is recognizing that the big evolution is the cooperation that's needed to make us work. That's why we evolve as humans. And you got to understand, the reason I'm so critical of this society is because the very thing that makes us human is the thing this society is trying to get rid of. It's trying to take us out. We're trying to become less human by everyone pretending to be autonomous, everybody pretending to be on their own, everyone pretending that they're not damaged or hurt or sick or injured or in need of help or support when they're clearly fucked up. And guys, you got to understand, like, when we can embrace our vulnerabilities, when you can say, like, hey, I'm in need of help. And yeah, some people are going to come and try and take you out, and those are evil motherfuckers. And, you know, we can't deal with that. But there's also good people out there. There's people who will take care of each other. We have doctors, we have therapists, but we don't need to freaking put money on that. We don't have to make job classes out of it. We have friends, we have mothers, we have fathers, we have brothers and sisters, cousins, right? We have people who will look out for each other. That's what makes humanity great. That's why we're so amazing, because we know how to unite. And like, there was a time when the United States stood for that. There was a time when e pluribus unum, out of many comes one, meant something. There was a time when the United States could be 50 separate colonies, 50 separate states, like legislatively, but they came under one country. That was what this country stood for. Being able to bring all these different creeds and races and religions and people of different sides of faith and all this different stuff, and bring us together and still work towards a cohesive, related, united front. But we've forgotten that. So we make rules like, oh, hey, when you're in a bar, don't talk to the other people. Or like, hey, when you're in a Panera Bread, like, you can make fun, but don't talk to the other people. We constantly have these rules and these boundaries to protect each other. Guys, that's civil war. You guys realize that? That's literal miniature civil war. And people are always saying, oh, we're going to break out in war in this country. Yeah, because we're already at it in our personal lives. People don't talk to each other. People don't come to each other. If I come and I'm being friendly and I'm nice, it's interpreted as a threat. So I'm like told to like not do that. So it's like, don't make friends, don't make enemies. And that's how everyone thinks. It's like, I don't want to make enemies, so I'm not going to make friends. So then you're alone. But the thing is, when you're alone, you're no better than the deer that breaks its leg in the wilderness. You're no better than the lion or the tiger that falls off its back and is going to die at the bottom of that tree. Because once you break your leg and you don't have other human beings, you're just going to die. Because your healed bone won't happen. Because you're just going to be dead. Guys, what makes us great is the healed bone. We need to unite, we need to work together, and we need to get over ourselves and recognize we're spiritual creatures living a human experience, and part of what makes us human is human beings work together, and that's what makes us great. So guys, work together, talk to each other, and just like, yeah, we're human beings, we gotta work together. That's what makes us great. So let's do this, and I'm not gonna stop trying. I'm going to do my best to unite this country and eventually the world, or I'm gonna die trying.